A community group has stepped in to maintain flower beds and hanging baskets in Stanford-le-Hope after they were abandoned by the local council because of cutbacks. The members of Stanford Blooming Marvels and the Hope Committee volunteer hours each week planting, weeding and growing. They've even stepped in to erect and decorate the town's Christmas trees. Volunteer James Bayford says they're not prepared to allow local authority austerity to make Stanford-le-Hope a dull place.
The council, because of cutbacks, decided that they couldn't afford to do all the flower beds, the hanging baskets, and so when Blooming Marvels come about, they offered us all the hanging baskets to take them over, which we did. Then we took over flower beds, planters, made new planters, put in new flower beds. Then we've got the Friday morning club to come out, do all the weeding. We've got a Thursday morning club now that started, and it's just crazy really. Why should we let this community start looking a state because the council are cutting back?
Breakfast with Peter Holmes.
BBC Essex.
Coming up between now and 8, the heroes of Stanford-le-Hope who've stepped in to save their flower beds and hanging baskets after the local council cut back and abandoned them.
We decided, hey, come on, why should we let this community start looking a state because the council are cutting back?
How about this for community spirit? A community group has stepped in to save the flower beds and hanging baskets of Stanford-le-Hope after local council cuts were threatening to leave them to decay and grow wild. Members of what's called Stanford Blooming Marvels and the Hope Committee are giving their free time each week to grow, weed and maintain the beds and baskets. They've even taken over erecting Christmas trees around the town, determined that the local council's austerity doesn't knock the glitter off Stanford-le-Hope's seasonal tidings.
It's my fault really. I put a plea out for a Christmas tree because we was low on funds, and next thing I know we had 12 Christmas trees. We ended up doing auctions. On the first auction £1,000. Then we did a second auction, another £1,000, which paid for all the lighting, all the Christmas trees. And then it's Stanford Blooming Marvels started from them. They decided to carry on and take over all the council flower beds, planters, hanging baskets.
Yesterday we started putting the Christmas trees out. I think we've just got one to do now, and we put a plea out to the community now that they can come and decorate them.
Basically the council, because of cutbacks, decided that they couldn't afford to do all the flower beds, the hanging baskets. And so when Blooming Marvels come about, they offered us all the hanging baskets to take them over, which we did. Then we took over flower beds, planters, made new planters, put in new flower beds in London Road. Got a crew of people down there look after all their own flower beds. And then we've got the Friday morning club to come out, do all the weeding. We've got a Thursday morning club now that started, and it's just crazy really.
So is it a case that if you didn't do this with your team, that this wouldn't get done at all?
No, they wouldn't do it, but we decided, hey, come on, why should we let this community start looking a state because the council are cutting back?
So are you responsible for all the planters and planting areas and hanging baskets in Stanford-le-Hope?
Yeah, everything.
The whole year?
Yes, it's about a 2-mile radius we've taken over.
We all wear pink high-vis jackets now, which some of the men don't like having to wear, but...
I've got an orange one.
So who supplied the planters that have gone into this raised area?
Peter actually made these planters, and the ones down in London Road. All in all, this area must have cost us about £450, but I must mention Wolf Shipping. He must have donated about £1,000 worth of timber free of charge. He's actually paid for all the Christmas trees this year. It's £450 for all the Christmas trees. Yeah.
So is all your work completely voluntary?
Yes, completely voluntary. No one gets paid for it.
And how about the cost of the plants and the beds, etc.?
Well, on Friday night we run a 60s to 80s party night. We raised £1,400.
The council have bought you a polytunnel to go on an allotment.
They're paying for it this year. They're also paying for the first time ever, because of what the work we've done. Their little bonus for us is they're paying for the Christmas lights this year, so we haven't got to worry about raising all the money for that this year.
So your work has inspired the council to get sort of back in a little bit, because perhaps they've got money they can now afford to pass on.
And also, if we have any gardening rubbish, we put them to the side of wherever we're gardening, and they come along that day or the next day and pick it all up for us.
The main reason that I do it is not about the flowers, not about the hanging baskets, about the Christmas trees. We have people in the community, young, old, the schools, was not really involved in anything, and I think really the way forward is to involve all these people. The Friday morning club, quite a few of those people were sitting indoors, retired or housewives, and they wanted something to do. They're out. It's all about people helping one another in the community. And I think that's the biggest thing about it all, is the community saying, hey, this is our community, we want it to look good.
Some would argue that this is what you pay your council tax for, all the work you're doing. What would you say to that?
Yes, but I think since we've taken this over, the community themselves have had more pride in what's being done, rather than the council just coming and planting themselves. People now know that they can get involved, so it gives the community more pride to look after their own area. I have an older lady, her name is Doris, she's 88, she can't come out into the community, but at the moment she's knitting stars to put on the Christmas tree, and if anyone would like to contact us, they can write a loved one's name on it, they can hang it then on the Christmas tree. It's just another way of getting people that can't come out into the community involved in what's going on.
The amount of elderly people in the community have been in touch with us and donated money and said, like, put that towards the flowers, because I can't come and do anything, but hey, that's my way of helping. Yeah, and it's great.
That's James Bayford and Lynn Swords from Stanford Blooming Marvels and the Hope Committee, determined that Stanford-le-Hope should still look good despite the local council pulling out of looking after the flower beds and hanging baskets. Well, we invited the local council to respond and speak to us, and despite 2 calls, there's been no response. Well, aren't James, Lynn and these volunteers the heroes of Stanford-le-Hope? What do you think of that? Are you angry that the local council has pulled out of maintaining the flower beds and hanging baskets in Stanford-le-Hope? Are you asking, where is your council tax going? I mean, after all, it keeps going up, so why are you getting less for paying more? What sort of state of affairs is this? Volunteers doing the work of the council? Or do you think they're right, it actually creates more pride and